My name is Tori Smith, and this is Endiatx, and we are here to tell you all about little tiny robot pills. I'm holding one in my hand right now. We call that Pillbot. Pillbot is a little moving eyeball in the stomach. If I could get it. Next slide. Next slide. Anyone know how this thing works?
Point it toward the back. Send a robot.
I'll tell you what. We'll have a little tiny robot figure that out for us. Someone else want to work this thing for me?
Just make sure it's on too. Sometimes they're not on the side.
What's the lightsaber button do?
There you go.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. All right, so Pillbot is a moving eyeball in the human stomach, and the whole idea is to start a new market category. We're going to call it micro robotics in the human body. I want to do brain surgery with tiny botfly larvae versions of these, but thank goodness for the human stomach, because we have an MVP that we think might actually start to change the world of endoscopy. So specifically, we see a gap. Obviously, the endoscope is the gold standard, but we have to knock you out. We have to jam a tube into your stomach. Got to do that in the hospital. What if we could look around in your stomach for a few minutes while you are at home on a Zoom call? And there's a big opportunity. There's a lot of endoscopes sold every year, hundreds of millions of patients, and an opportunity to call ourselves category creators. It would be pretty cool, right? And if you ask a normal human being what their endoscopy experience was like, unfortunately, there's a lot of gatekeeping. I mean, doctors are amazing, but with the multiple hospital visits that lead up to that procedure, we see an opportunity to do that better. So if you get a tummy ache, I want a doctor to have a look around in your stomach almost immediately. So we're gonna do that with robot pills, right? So what if we could just overnight you a pill, or you pick it up at the pharmacy, and basically it just gives you a few minutes of real-time investigation. The trick that makes it work is you need to drink a bunch of water, and then we just swim around. So we are basically a pill camera in front, propulsion in back. Costs about 35 bucks to make one of these things. This is basically a little swimming multi-copter drone for the stomach. And as you can see, we'd love to make robot pills. We're based up in Hayward in the Bay Area. We've raised a couple $1 million. Some of these pictures are from my stomach. That's Viv from the Mayo Clinic. Basically, we are in the process of becoming a real serious company here, and just excited to be here. Bunch of patents filed. We think we are the company to do robots that swim in your body remotely, so no capital equipment required. I'm a 17-year med device designer, aerospace engineer by education, and I am just surrounding myself with people that can help make this real. And very excited to have recently partnered with Mayo Clinic. We've got their top docs helping us out. I think if I say, can I give you a magic pill, would you use it? I mean, the obvious answer is yes. The question is, can you make the damn thing work? And that's what we're here to do. We're actually getting pretty close to that. I've actually swallowed 15 of these things so far for the stomach market, and let's just say the other 3 are addressing the market twice that size. This is our scientific advisory board. These docs are second to none. Everyone's asking us for this, and we're just trying to make this thing work as advertised. Our video quality is really the issue right now. And if I can build this for 15 to 20 bucks, maybe 50 bucks max, sell it like a pill camera, amazing unit economics. And for the last slide here, we are crossing from self-testing and garage startup mode to taking this thing out to the world. So we're just looking for people that might want to be a part of the adventure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have 2 minutes for a Q&A.
I have a question. Will it ever get stuck going down?
Question is, will it ever get stuck going down? I was on the stage in Vegas at the MGM Grand, swallowing one twice this size. I had to drink like 2 pints of water to get it to go down. At the size we are now, it's about the size of a pill can, seems to go down pretty easily.
So what's the biggest advantage of this over, let's say, like a Given, and then I'll start with that. Go quick. Yeah.
Given, unfortunately, with a passive pill camera, has about a 1% use case. Our goal is to threaten endoscopes on their own turf and be used 50-75% of the time.
Okay. And one last question for you too, and then I'm going to pass it off to another judge. So if you look at your greenfield market out there, You're starting first with the stomach, right? That's your first place, like looking for bleeds. Is that what you were saying before, right? And then what's the second? What's the other big opportunity?
Next market is a walk-in, no prep colonoscopy. You just use a colonic machine, get all the junk out, and you don't have to drink that Go Lightly anymore.
Sign me up. All right, that sounds great.
In the back.
All right, so two questions. One is what's the resolution on the camera currently and what's the frequency? And second, how much are you raising?
Question is, what's the resolution and frequency? 160 by 160, and we're transmitting at 915 megahertz. We're trying to get that up to 240 and then 480. The second question is, are we raising how much? And let me see, we brought in about 4.5 so far. We're looking for another 6 in the short term. Honestly, we're gonna probably need to bring in an additional 20 before we get to revenue.
Yeah, how long will it stay? What's its dwell time in the stomach? How controllable is it? Can you see 100% of what you want to see?
All right, we are looking at about 5 to 15 minutes of hands-on endoscope time in the world of GI. So we're trying to give them those 5 to 15 minutes, but over a virtual setting. We can look around, move in X, Y, and Z. Our main challenge, though, as we've spoken to, is the current delivered video quality, and we're pretty excited about the next few months.
I'm curious, Daisy Robinson here. I'm curious if you've been able to, I don't know how you would do this, but been able to do this in any non-human species just to get a lay of the land and troubleshoot some more?
Well, you know, in 17 years, I've killed a lot of pigs, designing atherectomy catheters, therapeutic hypothermia, etc. But with this company, I've done a lot of self-testing just to get initial early data. We will need to do some pig studies before we can progress into live human patients. And then the interesting question is, if we can figure out how to do animals, it kind of opens up the vet market as well. But the funny thing is, you know, we're a bunch of hippies from the Bay Area that don't like to kill animals. So if we swallow it ourselves and learn a lot, that's a good day for us.
Who operates it? You said it's got mobility that can be controlled by an operator. Is that the physician or a tech? Who's controlling the device?
Right now, the operator is a gastroenterologist with an Xbox controller over a Zoom call. But eventually, we'd like to expand to any doctor. And let's be honest, the AI can probably take over as time goes on.
And how much time does it take for the gastro to do the work that they need to do with your system compared to an endoscope?
Well, our goal is to give them the same 5 to 15 minutes of hands-on time, but just subtract everything else that the patient had to go through to get into that clinic, because we want the patient to be in their living room. So a quick Zoom call is the goal.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this presentation, but thank you, Terry.
Thank you so much.